Hey there my recipes, and welcome back to another Fortnite creative tutorial video. Today I'm going to be going over the car checkpoint system, but this time with multiple checkpoints across the track. The last video didn't cover that very well, so we're going to do this one. So if you guys are excited, drop a like. If you're new around here and you haven't done it yet, please consider subscribing. And if you want to help a gal out, it's code Demon-Rebel, hashtag in the Fortnite item shop. So I'm not doing a fancy intro this time because I'm already in the map. I already have everything on my quick bar. So first thing we did, of course, I'm going to go through it just if you didn't see the last video, so sorry if it's a little annoying. Player spawn pad, you can have these settings on whatever you would like. The more important thing is when players spawn, transmit on channel 1. So we're going to go ahead and put that down as channel 1. Let's go ahead and get our car in place. And I like putting my stuff on these. I don't know why, I just do. So let's get to this car. For the car, enable during phase for the very first car, you can have that on already. You don't need to enable it at all. Because it's the first car, obviously they're going to go to it. We're not going to worry with the respawn and destroy and all this stuff. Visible in game, off. I like spawn pads to be invisible. Just makes a cleaner map. The boost, that's up to you. The radio, I'm going to have it disabled for this. And then color and style, I'm going to go ahead and put on a color so that way you can see the car coming through and it looks like it's actually going through a checkpoint. That all this other stuff, it doesn't matter. Assign driver when receiving from channel 2, not 1, because that goes to a trigger. We're going to worry about doing the destroy and enable in a second here. And we want the player to exit to transmit on channel 3. Okay, so that we're going to worry about for right now. Our trigger, our first trigger here, I'm going to go ahead and turn the sound off. I'm going to give a delay of 1 second, gives enough time for the player to get sent over here. And we are going to go trigger from 1 and send to 2. And that will send from the spawn pad, sends a signal to that trigger. That trigger will then send me to the car. Now that player exit part, I'm just going to copy this over here. Go over to channels. We want it to be 5 seconds from 3 to 2. And that's when I exit the car, it'll send me back. We're not going to worry, like I said, we're not going to worry about the enable, disable, and destroy buttons yet. We're going to do that in a second. I'm going to borrow you, bring you over here. Let me just go ahead and just plop you down there. Alright. Alright, so here comes our second one here. Now, car 1 will go through here, and let's say miss the jump will trigger something, okay? So we got to put a trigger down. We'll put it right there, off to the sides, because there's a reason for that. And this is going to be our death zone for cars, basically. I'm going to leave everything on, and all I'm going to do is assign this when triggers transmit on channel 4. The channel numbers don't matter, guys, as long as the channels are meeting the other channels that we need to go to. The channels all have to connect the way that we're doing it. So if you have this set up at different channels, it doesn't matter as long as you're matching the channels the way we're setting it up here. So this is going to send to channel 4. Now we can go back to this one here. Now, in the previous one, we always just disabled it from the checkpoint. From the car. This is going to be working the same way, but we're going to have some different changes. So from here, we're going to set up a trigger. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to set up the destroy trigger. Now this is going to be from 4... Oh, wait. I wanted to copy you. I'm sorry. Can I copy you? Thank you. Alright. We're going to give it no delay. Trigger from 4 and go to 5. Now, what that's going to do, number 5, is now this car's disable. Okay? So we're going to go over here. Disable from 5. Okay? So what that's going to do, that is going to disable it if I hit that trigger up there. So now we're going to go up here. And we're going to create a trigger. Actually, let me borrow that other one again, because it's going to be better than me copying, going through and disabling all the sounds. Alright, so this one, trigger from 4, we're going to send this one to channel 6. Now, what that's going to do is we're going to enable this car. Let me turn all this off. And this off. Alright, so we're going to enable this car from channel 6. Okay, we're also going to disable it. Destroy it from channel 6. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. The cat's at the door meowing. We're going to destroy it from channel 6. Not disable, destroy from channel 6, okay? we want, whoop, I'm still walking. We want the player to be assigned, we're going to keep climbing the numbers here, from channel 7. And when they exit, we're going to send it to 8. Again, your channels can be whatever they want, but just, you got to make sure that it's matching. Alright, we're going to borrow this guy here. We're going to give this one a 2-second delay. There's a reason we're giving this one a 2-second delay. Because now that we have a trigger that's sending multiple channels, the cars take a little bit longer to reappear. We're going to have it trigger from 6 going to 7. That's going to assign the player to get into the car automatically. And then we're going to create our exit trigger, which is going to be a 5-second delay from channel 8. Okay, so that's set up. So let's do a test run here and make sure that when I hit that trigger that I'm sent to that vehicle. Okay, so one thing I forgot also, guys, is we need to disable this, or we need to put this on, this enable during phase none. We need to turn that on. Okay, so now we're ready to start the game. Alright, put in the car, absolutely perfect. Go through here, hit our oopsie trigger. Oops, I passed the oopsie trigger. See, that's why I always make the oopsie trigger bigger. And car reappears, and I'm put in it. Perfect, absolutely the way it should work. And then we just would finish the race from here, but I'm not going to with an end game. Alright, so that system works the way intended. So, we've got our first checkpoint system created, and that was the easy part. Now we've got to do it again for a third part, which includes more triggers and stuff. So let's go ahead and take this guy over here. Alright. Put the floors down, because that's how I like to do things. Alright, so now we have this one done like that. So now, so our last one was number 8. So this guy is going to be number 9. Alright, now, before I do anything else, that's number 9. So now I gotta be ready to disable the first car when it hits channel 9. Because what if the player makes it through that first checkpoint and doesn't mess up and hits the second checkpoint? You don't want them to spawn all the way back here, or even back to the beginning. So, we're going to take this trigger here, and we're going to have it go from 9 to 5. Simple as that, nothing else to it. So now this one's ready to be disabled if it passes through all that. Now, we gotta set up the one for this one. Let's borrow this one. Okay, so we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna go down to this. We're gonna go over to disable from. We're gonna do number 10. Again, we gotta make sure it's sending a signal from all of the future triggers as well. So that's why we do it to 10. And we're gonna set this one from 9 to 10. So now this one's ready to be disabled. All right, perfect. Now let's get this one going. 9 to 11. We'll call this one 11. So this one is going to enable and destroy from channel 11. Okay. Let's borrow our friend trigger over here. It's just simpler for me to copy these triggers over than to just keep creating new ones. It's just simpler for me. You can do it however way you're comfortable doing it. Alright. Trigger from 9, I almost messed up, to 11. So that's going to do its job, what it needs to do there. Now we just need to have the assigned player for 12. And we're going to have exit from 13. So that's ready to go. So now we just need to borrow this trigger. That's the respawn trigger. Or the teleport trigger, I call it. Sorry. Hey, line up. I got OCD, okay? Line up. Thank you. Alright, 2-second delay. Going from 11, right? Yes, 11 to 12. Like I said, it gets a little bit more complex with this system, but it should work, knock on wood. It is a little buggy, but it's the only way I found for it to work. And now for our get out of the vehicle trigger, we're going to do 5 seconds from 13 to 12. Now this one's set up and ready to go, except for, of course, the disabling. So I'm not going to start the game and do it over again. We're going to go ahead and set up the last checkpoint, and then we'll start the game and start over again. So we're going to take this guy, copy him all the way down here. And I copy it before I put the disable on because I don't want to accidentally have it disabled from the same one. Alright, So the last channel we used was 13, right? So this one's going to be 14. Bop, 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 bop. This one's going to be 14. Alright, perfect. So now we want this one to enable and destroy from 15. Sorry. Let's borrow this guy. Actually, let's set up our disabling triggers. I almost forgot. So now 15, 14? Yes, 14 is going to send a signal to disable these cars. So let's copy this guy. Alright, so we're going to copy this guy, and we're going to put 14, disabling to 5. We're going to always have disabling the same channel on these. And this one, what was your disable? Always have to go and check. 10. Okay, so this is the right one. 14 to 10. Whoops. 14 to 10. So we're always going to have a trigger that's going to always disable these cars if they go through the checkpoint. Simple as that. Alright, perfect. So now all of our disables are ready. Now to set up our car here. Which we already have all that done. Perfect. Yes, okay. So now this car is ready to go. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm on the wrong one. We gotta set up a disable trigger for you. I knew something was off. Alright, I'm gonna borrow you. Alright, so we're gonna set up our disabling trigger for this guy here. And you are going to disable from... We're just going to have you disable from 16. Like I said, the channel order doesn't quite matter unless you're really OCD about that, but it'll be okay, I promise. From 16, and then I'll have this guy go 16. Like I said, as long as they match in the end, it doesn't matter about the order of channels. For World's Race, I had to write it all down on a notepad, and, well, not a notepad, but my computer's notepad, in order to make sure I had it right. Okay, so let's set up all the triggers for our friend here. Let's just do this. Let's copy these guys. Make it a little bit simpler. Alright, so our spawning trigger from 14. And what was your sign? I always have to check. Always check, too. Don't be afraid to check. 12. Wait. I didn't set you up yet. There's so many noises outside my door distracting me right now. Okay, so you're going to enable from 15. No, this one's enabling from 15. Wait. Alright, so we're going to enable from 15. We're going to have the player assigned to 17 because we got to skip that 16 we used back there. And when player exit, 18. There we go. Alright. So 16 for this one's going to send 15. That's going to enable this. Perfect. And then this one's going to have a 2-second delay. And it's going to be from 14 to 16. And this one should have a 5-second delay. 16. No, I'm sorry. 17. 18. You're 17. I'm sorry. We skipped that channel. Alright. Double check. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then we just need... And then that's the race, basically. That's all you need for this right here. Now to test it and see if it works. Because I got lost there at the end with all the distractions from the other rooms. So I apologize. Let's try it. Alright. First car. And let's just take it all the way to the end and see if it disables. Alright, let's go hit our disabler here. Perfect. Sent to it. Done. And I can finish the race. Perfect. Yay! Let's start that over again. Let's do some more tests. Alright, here goes for test number 2. We're going to get in the car. And this time we're going to disable from... Not this one, because obviously we know that works. This one here. Car and car. Perfect. And let's go ahead and just fail this one too. Perfect. And like I said, the 2-second timer is necessary because that's what's going to allow the players to spawn. So yeah, that's basically all you got to do, guys. If you have any questions or any problems, please leave comments down below. I'll be more than happy to answer all of them. I really do enjoy making these videos, and I'm sorry if I stumble along in them and confuse you guys, but I'm really hoping that these tutorials help you guys out. What happens if I do this? Nothing, because I'm already in the car. I just enabled a car. So don't do the race twice, because it doesn't work.